Hi everyone, Linda here again with you from Gumnut Lane Jewellery. Welcome back, and if you're new here, then welcome to our lovely community. This week, another link, obviously. Excuse me. This is a little link that we're going to be making this week. If you like this little link and you'd like to learn how to make it, I think it's a gorgeous little link. If you'd like to learn how to make it, then stay with me. I'll just get all my supplies together and we'll get going. So here I have 2 pieces of 20 gauge wire measuring 14 centimeters, which is about 5.5 inches. I've just, roughly straightened them to get that curve off that, you get when they're on the reel. So just, with my fingers, just roughly straighten them. And I'm going to come in and hold them, and I'm going to hold them not quite in the center, just a little bit off center there. So I've got a little bit more on this end than I do on this end here, if you can see that. So okay, so we're just going to take those now, keeping the 2 wires side by side, and I've got them between my thumb and forefinger, and I'm just going to start bending those in. Excuse me. Just like this, just bend them in, just do it gently and slowly, keeping the wires side by side as best you can. It can get a little bit awkward, not hard, just awkward. Okay, we've got those crossing over. I'm just going to take each tail, now the 2 tails on each side, and just gently pull them until I get a loop here the size that I like. You just make it the size that you like. I don't like mine really big, I want it fairly small, and I'm just going to push those wires back into place if they start popping out until I get roughly the size that I want. And don't do this too quickly, just do it slowly. Okay, I've got them to that stage now, and I think that looks like a good sized loop. So I'm just going to grab a pair of flat nose pliers. You can use chain nose if you like, or bent nose, whatever works for you, whatever you've got. I'm just going to hold on to that loop now, and I'm going to bring these 2 center wires, hold on to that a bit better, Linda, center wires down so that I can grab them like that. And now I've got hold of them, I'm just going to give them a twist like that. As you can see, it's twisted there. So now I'm going to see where this one here goes, from this side here that we took over and twisted, goes behind this one here. So I'm going to take this one up here and come in behind that one there and bring that down. And then take this one from this side, and this one goes up over the top. So we're going up over the top on that one. Okay, now I'm just going to move these 2 top ones out of the way and grab hold of these 2 bottom ones and twist. And then do the same thing, just follow that wire around and up and over. And when you get a couple going like that, you've got something to hang on to. You can put your pliers down and hold on to that and continue on. So we're going to move this wire up out of the way, that wire out of the way, so we've got something to grab onto to twist, and twist that one, and then bring this one underneath, and then bring this one up over the top like that. And you just check it and make sure that you're going straight, that you're not, going crooked with them. Bring those ones out of the way. Grab these 2 and twist. Bring this one underneath and this one over the top. Okay, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 1 more to complete my link. And twist. one down and underneath, and this one up and over the top. Okay, now I'm just straightening everything up here with my fingers. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. Okay, so we're up to this section here. Just going to pull them apart and push them together. I'm going to grab these two on this side. You can do whichever side. I suppose if you were left-handed, you'd probably do this side. I don't know, I'm not left-handed, but I'm just figuring that's what you'd do. So you're just going to do the same thing, just in reverse. So you're just going to bring these wires around, holding onto them between your thumb and forefinger, up over the top of these other ones here. Bring them around like that. I need a pair of pliers to help me. Now these here, just leave these on. I'm going to show you one that I did with a bit of fancy work. So if you want to do the fancy work on it, leave these two on. If you don't want to, then we'll cut them off in a second. So I'm just going to grab hold of this, bring these around. Just do this gently and slowly. We want to roughly get them the same size as this loop down here. So now I'm not going to use these two wires, so I'm going to cut them off, just to get them out of the way. And I'm not going to cut them really short at this stage. I want to make sure that I get them wrapped in. And I won't waste those two wires. I can use those to make a couple of little links of some description. Okay, I'm just bringing that around. Let's get it roughly the same size as that loop there. That looks pretty close to me. And then I'm going to turn it over and grab hold of those two stray wires and the loop itself. Grab another pair of pliers, and I'm going to bring this one up and over the top, and then this one up around next to it. Turn it over. Wrap that around the back. And this one's just a little bit short, but it might make it. So I said 14 centimeters, maybe go 14.5 centimeters just to make sure. Just need that tiny little bit extra, which when I tighten it up, I'll get some more out of that anyway. So just tighten those in there. And cut that one off. And then just try and squash this one up here if I can. Yeah, it just needs 0.5 centimetre more and it would have been perfect. But then again, it wouldn't be one of my videos if something didn't go wrong with it. If I don't laugh about it, I'd cry. It just amazes me. You can do all this stuff off camera, and as soon as you get on camera, it just... Anyway, you're used to me saying that now. I say that just about every week. Almost got him there. There, I think I tucked him in. Yeah, he looks pretty good. once it goes through the tumbler, it won't have any sharp bits on it, so I'm not too worried about it as it is. Now you can cut these little extra bits off here. Just make sure you don't cut anything else. So I'm just going to, like by mistake, I'm just going to pull them up so I can get hold of them. And cut them off. Okay. And then just tuck those down. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. And then this is where you can straighten it if you need to. Mine's pretty good, so I'm not going to worry about straightening it too much. Okay, now you can leave it like that if you like, or you can grab your bench block and metal hammer. Now you just want to do this really gently. Don't go taking all your aggressions or anything out on it. This is not one of those links. So we're just going to lightly hammer the end, and I'm just going to lightly hammer those wraps that we did up here, just lightly. And you can hear how light I'm tapping that. And I'm coming down to this end here and getting that a little tap, and then these ones in the center, just a little bit firmer, not too much. And that just flattens everything out, makes it all sit nice and flat, and strengthens your link as well. Okay, he's not perfectly straight, but you know, this is my type of work. I don't worry about stuff like that. If people get too close to you, that they notice that one link is not totally straight, well then they were standing way too close. But you can come in if you want to and just straighten things up a little bit. Pull him over. That doesn't look too bad. Okay, when I come back, I'll show you some pieces where I've used this link to give you some ideas for, you know, some inspiration for what you might see the purpose of this link. All right, back with you shortly. Okay, I said I'd show you the fancy one that I did, and I forgot to put it in the video, so I'm adding it in here first. So this is the one where you've got the 2 extra wires left over that were hanging off the side here. So I just made a couple. This is just like a little curl, and this one is a spiral. So depending on the length that you've got left over as to what you could do, but you could do something like that. And if you're going to do that, then when you wrap this loop around here, you would have these wires to the front and wrap that loop in behind and wrap. Hope that makes sense there. So that's what that looks like. All right, I'll continue on with the rest of the video. Okay, back with you. And here's a chain necklace that I'm putting together using the link here. I've got 3 of the links here in a row. And then over here, I've broken them up with a little rose link in between. Yeah, then just some chain here. I've made an infinity link with we did one last week. Let me show you here. This one here with just a spiral in the center. So I thought I'd do a rose in the center of that one. Just, you know, as I said, I'm just working on this chain now. I'll just see what it looks like when I've put it together and whether I'll change it or not. Yeah, so come down here and I've got another 2 of the links that we just made today with the little rose link in the middle. Yeah, the same here, bit of chain, the 3 links coming up here, and then I've got 3 rose links here, and I'll probably maybe do 3 of the links that we made today up here. Just yeah, just a bit of an idea. Therefore, I think it's coming together quite nicely. My little, I guess I'll call that the rose link chain. Not that I usually name anything, but that's probably a good name for this one. All right, I'll put that aside. Then I've got a little pair of hoop earrings here that I just get in there. doesn't want to stay there. Yeah, so using the link and just shaping it around a mandrel, and I have to work on this closure here. I just made these quickly, I haven't finished them yet. And just attached a little pearl drop there on the bottom. What I actually wanted to do was, you know, the pearl drops, the long teardrop shaped ones. I haven't been able to find any of those, but that's what I thought looked beautiful on there. This was the closest I had, a little snub looking teardrop one there. So, you know, that's the pair there. As I said, I've got to finish working on the hoop thing, the ear wire parts. They're not sitting properly at the moment, but as I said, I just put them together quickly. So that's another idea, using that link. And then one more pair of earrings. These ones here. Now I made this link on an 18 gauge wire that I pre-annealed. So I torched that to make it easier to work with. But I think I love these earrings. I think these are beautiful. Just with a little dangled there with a couple of little carnelian beads on it to match the orange in this turquoise, I think it's sea sediment or something too. I can't remember the name of it. And then just another little carnelian up the top there. If you haven't guessed, carnelian's one of my favourite beads. But that's just another idea for you. They're quite long. You could make them shorter. You could also do, if you wanted to, do this in a 20 gauge, which would make it shorter and a finer type of earring. Obviously, you could make a bracelet out of it. I haven't got around to doing that yet, but I have an idea for one. But you can see how pretty that would look in a bracelet. And the idea that I have, when I've finished making this, I will post it in my Facebook group. So if you'd like to have a look at that in my Facebook group. And mentioning Facebook group, I'll leave a link down the bottom if you'd like to join our Facebook group. It's a private group, so it's a very safe group. There are questions that you have to answer, and there are also rules that you have to agree to. If you don't answer the questions and agree to the rules, then I'll send you a decline with an explanation as to why I've declined, and you can go back in and answer the questions and agree to the rules, and I'll admit you into the group. And that is just basically to keep the group really safe. That's what I'm trying to achieve, so that we don't get scammers and spammers and bots and, you know, what people trying to sell their stuff and all that sort of stuff. It's just a group there to show your work, to ask questions, get inspiration. That's the whole idea of the group. So yeah, as I said, I'll leave a link down the bottom for that. Something else I wanted to say about Facebook, and I can't remember what it was now. Oh, yeah, we're up to about 450 members. That's not what I wanted to say. All right, I should mention to you too, for the next two weeks, roughly, maybe 3, I'm not sure. I won't be putting out a video. I'm actually going to Vietnam for a holiday. I know I had a cruise earlier this year, but that was only 7 days, and I need a bit more time to recharge my batteries and just get away from not just doing this, from other things that are happening in my life that are I just need to get away. So I'll be up in Vietnam for 17 days, and hopefully it's restful and a nice holiday. Yeah, so it'll be, if I get a chance this week, today is Wednesday, I leave next Tuesday. If I get a chance in the meantime, I will definitely put out at least one more video, but I'm not promising that because I just have so much to do before I go. All right, that's enough from me. So I will catch you all when I get back from my holiday. Everybody, please stay safe and just go out there and make something beautiful, and I will catch you all when I get back from Vietnam. All right, guys, bye.